Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're going to go through some of the most interesting mods for Valheim. Since the release, the game started getting more and more mods from the community, so I will go through them and also show you how to install every single one of them. Now before we begin, click that like and subscribe button to stay updated with the latest Valheim news and updates, and let's get into it. First off, to even install like 80% of the mods currently available, we need to install Bepinex pack and custom textures. But also before that, keep in mind to back up your saves. So simply click Windows key and type in app data and start. Go back one folder to local low, and from there you have Iron Gate or Valheim folder. Just copy it somewhere safe and that's it, that's your backup. So go to Bepinex link and click manual install. There is also the one with a mod manager, but I like to install my mods manually due to compatibility problems, etc. Now once that is downloaded, open it up and copy the contents of the Bepinex folder, so these 7 files, into the Valheim main folder. So on Steam, go to your Steam apps, then Common, then Valheim, and simply copy it. And the next mod we are going to need are custom textures, because we will be also installing texture mods. So download custom texture mod. It's one file basically that you put in your Bepinex folder. So Bepinex and then plugins. Now this plugins folder is going to be your bread and butter. Everything in the future is going to be copied onto this, so just keep it in mind. So copy that one file there and start the game. If you see a console startup and then the game, then you are good. If not, then you didn't install it correctly. If you are a Linux user though, just a quick tutorial. Make start game bepinex.sh executable with this line. Then go to Steam and set the launch arguments to this line and run it through Steam, and it should work. So now that you are in the game and it all works, exit the game and go back to that Bep plugins folder where you placed custom textures. You will have a folder created there, custom textures. Basically, once you start the game, this folder will be created, and this is where you put your custom textures in, so basically in this folder. So the first mod we will cover is Ivy's texture pack. If you want to make your game look like this, then simply download the mod, and once you do it, in that zipped file you will have a bunch of texture files. Just drag and drop to custom textures folder and run the game. That's it. That's why we need to have those 2 mods installed before, so everything else is easy. Now again, this is not the only texture mod on the market. There are others you can check out, but basically the installation, when you have this folder, is basically the same, just drag and drop. Next mod is very useful for people who need to build close to the water or in the water but don't want to be bothered to make a raft to do it, because every time you go into water your, equipment is going to unequip. This mod is simple. It allows you to use equipment underwater or when you are standing in water to make everything easier. Simply download the mod and extract this one folder to Bep plugins folder where we placed custom textures, and that's it. But do not place it in custom textures folder, just plugins. Next up we have Better UI Mod, which makes the entire UI a bit more friendly without actually changing how the UI looks. It's a bit more cleaner as well, as it adds experience and also quality of the weapons. Plus, when the weapon is losing its quality, you also have different colors for a better overall view. To install the mod, simply download the file and extract it into our trusted Bepinex plugins folder. Basically, so far, same folder, and from there, just run the game. Next mod is about monster loot drop. What this mod does is basically makes monsters drop their loot immediately without having to wait for it to pop like 2 seconds after of being downed. Again, to install the mod, simply copy this one DLL file into our plugins folder, and that's it. Now the next mod is more of quality of life one, because this one adds percentages to the fermenter, so you don't have to guess each time when stuff is going to ferment. Simply download the mod and copy the DLL, so this one file, into our plugins folder, and that's it. If you see any other files like manifest.json, you don't have to copy this, just the DLL file. Now, do you like when rain comes every 2 hours and decays your hard work and all of the wood out there looks like it survived World War II? Well, with a simple mod, if you want, rain doesn't damage the structures anymore, because in my opinion it was ruining it way too fast, you know. But yeah, same thing, just copy this one file into plugins folder and that's it. Next mod is simply called Jam, and what it does, it adds more jam variants into the game. No worries, this is not going to make you overpowered or anything, just adds different variants to it like raspberry jam, honey blueberry jam, king's jam, etc. To install, simply extract the files folder from the zip and rename it to Jam, and put it into the plugins folder where we place every other mod that we installed so far, and after that start the game. Now, if you don't see the recipes immediately, simply find whatever, raspberries, honey in your chest and put them in your inventory and it's going to unlock the recipes. This is great since it adds more content until new updates come. Next mod is called Remember IP Dammit, and it basically remembers the last IP and passwords you entered into multiplayer join IP dialogue. This will make your life a lot easier if you have a server you're joining all the time. Same drill as the last time, just copy into plugins and that's it. Next up we have linked Wagons Mod. Are you playing alone and just need more room to transport stuff? Well, with this you can link them and transport the stuff back to your base or wherever. Same stuff, just copy it into your plugins folder. Basically, once you are in the game and you have 2 carts, for example, equip the one cart and stand behind the other and simply click while you're already with your cart on the other cart on the side and jump out of it and just go to the first cart and those two are going to be connected. And the last mod from the list is the Clock Mod. If you don't want to bother with looking at the sun or making a sun clock, you can just download this and copy into the plugins folder. After you enter the game, you will have a nice clock to see the time. Again, if you want to remove these mods, just go into the plugins folder and remove the folder you actually want to uninstall. And that's it. Also be careful, a lot of the mods right now, well, not a lot, but some of the mods can create issues in the future, so always have a backup and always understand that sometimes some of the mods can simply corrupt your save. Again, these mods that I have are tested on my PC, I've been playing with them, they're working, I didn't have any issues whatsoever with them. But everything else, just be careful when you install and always have a backup of your saves and your character. And that's all for today. As more mods come which are interesting, I will of course cover them and also have more of these lists, so don't forget to click that like and subscribe button for more Valheim. And also tell me down below what is your favorite mod so far, and also join our growing community on Discord and Twitter. And I do have a Patreon page. If you are looking for an extra way to support the channel, you can do it via the link below. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.